Today I'm going to talk about developing healthy habits. I'm not in my own home. I have to house sit for a couple of weeks. My aunt and uncle are going out of town to visit my cousin, and I don't have any attachments anywhere because I'm a little wildwood flower with no roots planted anywhere, so I can just up and leave whenever the heck I want to. So I said, I'll come to Rialto. They have a little jacuzzi and they have a home and everything. They don't have a heater, so I had to put the oven on. But now it's kind of warm in here, so we'll see. Anywho, so my aunt comes in to the room this morning. It was around 6:30. And she says, I'm leaving. And she looks at me and I'm fully dressed already. I'm up at 'em, ready to go. And she looks at me and she's like, "Oh, do you have plans today?" And I said, "Well, I have to work." And she says, "Oh, you work in that?" And I said, "Yeah. If I stay in my PJs all day, I won't get anything done. I won't be productive." And I have spent days where I just stay in bed, work from bed in my PJs, which is fine. But for me to be productive, I need to feel like I have to put myself in that space of work. And so I get dressed and I put on shoes. I told her, I said, if I don't put on my shoes, I just walk around. That's too comfortable for me. So, and what is it? Comfort and conviction do not live on the same block. So I can't be comfortable. I need to be comfortable when I'm working, but if I'm too comfy and too cozy, I find myself lounging around, sitting on the Facebook, probably going on the Netflix and the chill. So I want to be able to get into that zone and then go work. I had had a call this morning, and the guy asked me, he said, "Jack, what does your schedule consist of?" And I said, "Well, I really don't have a schedule. I really don't have, at 9 o'clock do this, 10 o'clock do this." I said, I develop healthy habits. Think about it. When you wake up in the morning, you give thanks, you brush your teeth, wash your face, right? 3 things. Brush your teeth, wash your face, give thanks. I don't write that down into my schedule. It's not in my schedule book to put brush teeth, wash face, give thanks. I've developed a healthy habit. Daily methods of operation. I know I have to talk to 30 people a day in order to make my numbers, keep going up. I have to go on Periscope. I try to go on Periscope as often as I can. I try to go on every day. It doesn't happen every day. There are some days where I'm like, I do not want to go on Periscope. I do not want to be in front of a camera. And those days, it does hurt the business. It hurts my numbers. I feel that I should be getting in front of as many people as possible. And if I'm going to be at the house, then that means I have to be doing stuff from the house and putting it all over the internet, all over the interwebs, so that way people can see me. Whether they like me or not, that's their business, but I have to keep doing it. These are daily methods of operation that I do. These are healthy habits that I have developed. And as we grow older, there are habits that we do develop that kind of suck. Bad habits. Very, very, very bad habits. Like one of my bad habits was, let me see. What's a bad habit that I had to get rid of? Judgment. Judgment was a very bad habit of mine. I would judge all the time. I need to turn this oven off. Please excuse me one moment, please. You guys know I'm so ghetto. I can make $1 out of 50 cents. I made an oven into a furnace. And look at how I'm going to share my setup with you guys. So ghetto. Watch this one moment. That's the dog's food. And that's Red Vines. And my phone is resting right here on this thing. So I can shoot the video, where you got to use the skills to pay the bills sometimes. But anywho, You have to develop healthy habits. Get rid of the old bad habits. If you have some old habits, old I'm 26 years old, and old habits die hard. So if you're the older you get and the more bad habits you have as you get older, it's going to be even more harder to get rid of those. So get rid of them while you're young and beautiful and you still have time to get rid of them, because I see a lot of old people with old bad habits, and I just look at them and I think, God, thank God I don't have that mentality. Thank God I got rid of that mentality. It's silly. It's silly, really, when you think about it. But anywho, I also wanted to talk about work. I went to my cousin's performance. My cousin, he's a bass player. He gets down James Brown on that bass, let me tell you. And he wants to go all the way. He wants to go all the way with his career in music. He wants to teach music, and I think that, I'm a huge, I support him 100% of the way. I feel my family were really, 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 really supportive of others' dreams and his wishes. So when my cousin says that he wants to be, a rock star, I'm all for it. I say, hey, go be a rock star. And when we were younger, I would always watch my cousin, and he'd always be in that room strumming that guitar, strumming, all the time, every single day. If you didn't see Brian Christopher, you knew he was in his room practicing his guitar, and he always did this. And he was constantly practicing. And so he would get with these bands, he would get with these gigs, with these people, and I don't know if I'm biased, or I don't even know if that's the word. I don't know if it's because he's my family, but I always saw him as he was the best. He was the one to beat. The drummer wasn't on point with him, They were not on his level. You can totally tell when somebody puts in work, when somebody's working hard at something, they get results. You can see it in the results. When people work out, you see it in their results. When people hit the gym every day, you see it in the results. When people play the piano every day, when people sew every day, whatever it is that your work is, whatever it is that you want to master, going on camera, going on Periscope, you can tell who puts work in and who doesn't. Because I always saw him as the one to beat. Brian Christopher, Bubba, was the one to beat. He was always the best player on there. He was always the best part of the band. And so this past performance on Saturday, he has this new band. And he was telling me on Friday that he has a new band, and the old band, they're upset with him because he's playing with these new people. But he told me the new people are people that he really wants to be with. The old people, he wants to be with them, but they don't put in as much work as he's putting in. And I told him, when Beyonce left Destiny's Child, but it's true. When Beyonce and Destiny's Child, the two girls who were there when they were 5, the two girls weren't putting in the work. And if you don't put in the work, you get fired. You have to put in the work. So this past performance, I was watching him, and the chemistry that all of them had was just amazing. I don't really like rock. I'm not a rock person. I'm more of a country western person. I like old school music. I like R&B, all that stuff. Rock and pop, it's not really my thing. But watching them perform on that stage, I just saw it was like magic. They were creating magic. The drummer, he was twirling his drumsticks, and they were lighting up, and the other guitar players, they were jamming out. And it was wonderful to watch, and you can tell. I was like, oh yeah, these guys are on your level. You guys are all on each other's level. You guys all work so well with each other. And then I was, before the show started, for a show, everything that can go wrong in a show will go wrong. And that was happening. And he was like, I just want to pack up and go home. I said, no, 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 no. You don't pack up and just go home. I said, no, this is growth. This is growth for you right now. That you have to, experience these things when you put on a show. You have to experience this. This is going to make you grow, and it's going to be a wonderful experience. Just go, Bubba, go, go, go. And he did, and they turned out that show. It was just amazing. And I told him afterwards, I said, are you happy you stayed? And he said, I'm so happy I stayed. I said, I'm so glad you stayed too, because when you work, no matter what your work is, when you work, when you practice your art, when you practice your talent, whatever that talent may be or whatever your work is, when you practice that and you work and you put that work out there, God's going to bless you. The universe, the universe will pay you for that. All you have to do is put the work out there, keep going, and never, ever, ever give up. Because the moment you want to give up, and I've been in this moment before, when you just feel defeated, you feel like, shoot, the whole world is crashing down. I don't want to even do this anymore. This is too much for me. This is insane. I can't even get my life together right now. That moment is what makes you grow. And that is a wonderful moment. And that's when you are able to get up and fight through adversity, and you're able to really grow. Like Mulan, the emperor in Mulan, he said, the flower that blooms in adversity is always the most beautiful of them all, and the rarest of them all. If most people, what happens? Most people, they face their adversity. Adversity comes knocking on the door, and they run and hide. And then they say, no, I can't do this. This is too difficult for me. This is too much. I'm going to give up now. Goodbye. I'm going to go to work my 9-to-5 job. I'm going to stop pursuing my dreams. This is too hard. This is too difficult. Those people, those are the normal, average, everyday people. And that's okay. That's their MO. They have a lot to learn. But for people who overcome adversity, and for people who say, you know what, I don't care what life brings me, I'm going to get knocked down, I'm going to get up again, I'm going to keep on going, those are the rarest and the most beautiful people in this entire world. You stick with people like that. You have to stick with people like that, because people like that are going to teach you that you have to keep on going. And with that said, I'm going to keep on going. I have to get back to work. But I had to come on here, come on Periscope, and share with you what I'm learning, what I'm going through. I wish you guys nothing but success, lots and lots and lots of love. Bye, Felicia.